Hey, it's Mack with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and it is Tuesday. It is July 21st. This will be our chart lesson for today. Probably another quick chart lesson today. It's really all downhill. It looked like it was going to be another range today, but we continue to move down. I see a tier, a double tier here. There's actually a midline in here. It's right along here somewhere. You can see that double tier in there. And then, of course, there's some short-term trends within that as well. But it looked like it was going to be another range day, but we just continued on down, and you really kind of had to use your shorter term stuff here because we only came back to this one more time here, and we never could get down to the lower side of it. So really, if you used your shorter term trends and channels, you would have worked out much better. So, but you can see that it was all pretty much downhill until we got a break right here, a new low, and then we kind of just chopped around the rest of the day. We closed up a little bit off the lows of the day, but not by much. So it looks like we've already taken that back plus some. So let me back out. We'll talk about the trades quickly, and then I'm going to wrap it up and call it a day. My daughter's leaving for camp tonight, so I'm going to try to move through this pretty quickly today where I can get out of here and get home, spend the evening with her before she cuts out. So, but anyway, we had a short-term trend down. We had a break, new low, and then we had that little failed second entry short. So I like that for a long, thinking we'll go back to the high side. We only went back to the midline, you can see there. But quick, easy scalp, and then we kind of got hung up there. Um, there's a possible short here, but notice there's no break of this channel yet. That's the first break, so we moved to a new high. And then I liked going short. Notice that double top there. That's a little failed break higher. The break, the new high, there's several reasons to like that. That kind of set up the trend line, as you can see there. Um, that was a pretty nice move. If you caught this one, any runners were safe, and you could have ridden them all day. And then you got another second entry short here, and that's right off of that first couple of swings there. And this kind of confirmed it, but notice pull back, first entry, pull back, and your second entry short there. It's a little close to these lows, so you might have considered a limit order, and it would have given you a chance to get filled twice, and then it runs on down, and then it just kind of hangs up. You don't want to go long here because of this trend line, but you don't want to go short down here at this support area either. So you just kind of sit tight. Um, Notice that you have to go short at the low of the day, and then to get short here, you got to go short at the low of the day. And even though they're right off that trend line, I think you're better off just to skip that. If you got in up here where you're supposed to, there's plenty. Your runners were safe on either one of those, and you could have ridden this on down. But if you enter in here, you're taking a chance. Wait till it comes down here and it pulls back and tries to go lower once, pulls back, makes a little higher low, and then breaks lower, and that's a real bearish bar. Even though it looks like a doji, it closed on its very low. Just go short right there. That's a form of a second entry short. It's really similar to this pattern right here. Um, Another easy trade, and then we just kind of got hung up in this range as we worked over. Um, you didn't really get a setup here off of the trend line. You got a break, a move down, a move up, and then it went down. So I liked going short there. And again, I probably would have used the limit order there because there's not a lot of room to get out here. Any limit order would have gotten filled a couple of ticks back into that bar. Um, if you didn't like that one, you got a breakout pullback short right there. And it went higher first and then turned and went out the low side. Another nice trade. And then we kind of just got hung up again here. Um, but notice what happens. You get a new low, you get a first entry pullback. That's your second entry long, and it failed. And plus, it broke out the top first and then went down. So I liked entering there then. I was hoping we would get a measured move similar to that one. Didn't happen. Um, and then you got, I don't have this line on here, you've got a short-term trend working right up through there like so. And you get a little break here, move to a new high, and then it turns down. And I didn't like going short below that one, but this is a big, huge bearish bar. So when it broke below that, you could have tried a limit order, or you could have even just used a stop there. Because you do have your close outside near new high, and that got you into the 2 o'clock hour. This turned out to be a pretty nice trade, and it gave you another chance to enter here, but it's not a very good setup, so I didn't mark it. And by the time anything else set up, it's too late in the day. And so that was pretty much it today. Again, it's really slowed down the volatility. It seems ho-hum lately after what we've had the past couple of weeks. Really seems ho-hum. This is more of a normal market, more of a normal volume and volatility. And we're still hovering just above 2100. Not sure how long we're going to be here. We can't seem to, we've been in this range for a long, long time now. We've been up as high as 21, maybe 70 or 80 or something, and then we've been, we dropped down to in the 2000s a couple of times, but we always bounce right back. So, needless to say, it's been a little slower lately, and all this stuff here, you're better off just to stay out. You're looking for it to come back to the trend line and maybe give you a setup. But just you're better off really to stay out of this stuff. Here, it wasn't real obvious. It was a trading range, and you had your trap, so it was okay there, and you see it worked. But then after that, it just kind of stayed hung up in there. And you actually could treat this as a failed break lower. But that late in the day, I don't like that setup. And this is, of course, is a failed break higher out of this range. But you had your other signals and all to make this one worthwhile. So that's the difference there. And the overall bias was down today, so you're better off not doing any buying on these lows and just selling. So even though normally on a flat market like this, you could buy or sell, because the bigger picture is down and there's no break yet, the bias is down, you don't want to do anything but sell. So I hope that's clear. See if there's anything else that might be worth mentioning. I think that's about it. So I'm not going to beat around the bush today. I'm going to wrap it up. Hope you're having a good trading week. It slowed down a little bit, so don't be so eager to enter. Be patient. Wait on the right setups. Remember the key entry points or the highs and lows of ranges and pullbacks to the EMA and the trend line. And usually it's two-legged pullbacks that really are the best in a trending market. So just keep that in mind. That's the keys that you have to remember that people tend to forget, and they start over trading, and then they, which way do you go in here? The best move is nothing. I get that question a million times. I don't know which way to go here. Well, the right answer is nowhere. Anytime you don't know what to do, don't take a trade, because I promise you it will come back to bite you. So just keep that in mind. No trade is often a good trade. So, I can't say that often enough. When it gets like this, you might have to wait. This started at 10:10 and didn't end till 11:43. So you had to wait an hour and a half. But look what would have happened to you. You would have sat through all that agony and pain, wondering, even if you went long or short, wondering which way it's going to go. And it ends up going with the bias, which is down. And, that's generally what I say if you trade down into a range, it's probably going to be successful breaking out to the downside. It may break out the top a couple of times first, or it might even break out the bottom a couple of times before it's successful moving on. But that's generally what will happen. So don't argue, with this stuff right here. Just stay out of it. There's nothing uglier than this small congestion, because there's not really room to make money in either direction. It makes it real tough. So, but I'm going to wrap it up. This is Mack with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.